Police originally investigated the shooting death of 3-year-old Ruby Ratliff as a tragic accident. Days later, a woman who was considered part of the family was booked for negligent homicide because she owned the gun. But she's now facing even more serious charges after a large drug seizure related to that investigation. Investigative reporter Mike Perlstein obtained a recorded phone call in which the suspect talks about what happened, and he spoke exclusively to Rudy's mother about developments that have left her grieving for her child all over again.
LaShawn Ratliff shared with us that anguished phone call with Tatisha Refuge, a trusted family figure they called TD. The call came about a month after Refuge was booked with negligent homicide as the owner of the gun that fired a single bullet into the chest of Ratliff's son, Rudy, the 3-year-old boy who everybody called Tootie Man.
I cry every day. I can't get around this. What happened? I'm sorry.
The arrest of Refuge was originally based on the shooting taking place inside her home. But what was recorded later in that phone call has changed the trajectory of the case. While Ratliff and family members first assumed Rudy accidentally picked up the gun and shot himself, her conversation with Refuge revealed devastating new details.
It fell out my pants, and I stood up and it dropped out my pants.
Initial police reports show that family members assumed Rudy shot himself. Ratliff told a detective that she heard Refuge scream, "He got hold to the gun." A family friend offered that version at a memorial several days later.
Some kind of way the baby got a hold of the gun.
It was unbelievable. I had so much faith in her. I thought my child shot himself before I thought she shot my child.
Now that phone call in which Refuge appears to give a different version of what happened is in the hands of detectives and has become a critical piece of evidence. In the call, Refuge does not go into detail about how the trigger was pulled and the shot fired. Visiting from Texas, Ratliff was inside Refuge's house, but her back was turned. She explained that she went to Refuge's house to pick up her 10-year-old son after he spent Thanksgiving there.
My son used to go to church on Sundays. They did a lot of stuff before we moved to Texas. Like, my son spent majority of his life with her.
A search warrant later served on Refuge's home revealed shocking new evidence. According to court records, detectives found a backpack with baggies, a scale, and a substantial amount of white powder. The detectives say they also found a gun magazine with 9mm rounds. In this February arrest warrant outlining a host of new accusations, NOPD detectives wrote that the white powder turned out to be fentanyl, a deadly and illegal synthetic opioid. The detectives say the total weight was more than 1.5 pounds, worth more than $100,000 on the street, and potentially enough to kill hundreds. 747 grams of fentanyl. What do you think of that?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I cannot believe it. Well, all is going on, I just can't believe TD.
The case that started with a negligent homicide arrest has now become one of the city's biggest fentanyl busts in years. Refuge has since been rebooked with illegal use of drugs in the presence of a minor, illegal carrying of a gun with drugs, and the most serious new charge, possession with intent to distribute more than 250 grams of fentanyl. The fentanyl count, based on the amount, carries a sentence of 25 years to life in prison.
It's a lot on me. Like, I still got to live every day without my son. Like, I'd never see my son again.
Refuge's bail now stands at $1.5 million, higher than bail for most murder suspects. Mike Perlstein, WWL, Louisiana.
Attorneys for Refuge couldn't be reached for comment.